Hey, hey. Whoa, boy, what's it? What is it? Hey, welcome to Sober Talk. Hey, guys, Tom Mabe here. It is Friday, October 23rd. Friday, October 23rd. We are coming to you live from Hilton Head, South Carolina, my place here, and right here next to the beach, and we're unplugged. That's why it looks like this. So you're here because you want to get sober. You need to get sober. Perhaps you're just sober curious. Either way, we are glad that you're here. I'm doing this show because I need to be held accountable. I've quit drinking many a times in my life, and this time I am doing it differently. That's right. This time I'm working the steps, and hopefully it will go. We'll have high hopes. How do you know if you got a drinking problem? If it causes problems. If you go to the doctor and he presses on your liver and an Uber pulls up, if your check liver light came on, you've got a problem. So anyway, but it's I'm Friday night, a tad challenging. Went to my favorite watering hole tonight, a little restaurant up the street by Caligny Plaza here on the island. It's called Enchiladas. They're spelled Ant, A-U-N-T. Love the place. Great music, great food. And I've been going there for years and years and years, and it's really weird going there and not ordering a margarita. You're right by the beach, and you have my daughter with me, but a little bit of a pity party there for a second, but I just kept on drinking diet soda like it was going out of style. But it was great. It was fine. But so yeah, just sometimes you get upset that you're wired this way and you can't drink like a normal person. But it is what it is. You know, people who have are diabetic, have to watch their sugar intake. And I cannot drink alcohol. I'm allergic. I break out in handcuffs. You know the story. I've told you before. Never been arrested. Rock bottom has just been bad stuff I put my friends and family through. Dodged the DUIs and things like that. If I had a DUI every time I should have had a DUI, that's another story. So this place, man, a lot of people are into AA on this page. A lot of people are into holistic medication, therapy. Some just like being held accountable by the show itself. So we're non-denominational. We don't care. We don't judge. Half the people watching are probably drunk. We don't care about that either. We do try to support each other. We have a support page here. It's a private page. Sign up for that. You got a lot of our favorites on there. We got you'll see a Carl or Bev or Natalie. You'll see a lot of founding members who've been here since day one who really give great support. And Ted Watson, he's here. He'll give you some support. Just a lot of great people here. And if you want to listen to the podcast while you're driving, sobertalklive.com. That's sobertalklive.com. And if you want to become a supporter, it's like $5 a month. Cancel anytime. You don't have to. It just helps us keep the show going, and we're hiring a producer to help work the phone so we can talk to more people and whatnot. But man, I really love it. I love this. We're going to call some people right out of the gate. It's Friday. It's potluck. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be a good show nonetheless. I want to touch base with a couple people that recently, like in recent days, they got sober, and I want to see if they're still sober. So if we call you up, turn your computer down, talk directly into the phone. So here we go. Oh boy, huh? So you know what, Lynn, if you're listening, not Lynn, but Dora, I can't click on your phone. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to call your friend, Lynn, and Lynn can hand you the phone. Lynn and Dora are like best friends, and they both quit recently.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, I tried to call Dora, but I couldn't click on her number, so I called you instead. I figured you guys are right next to each other. You guys hanging out?
Yeah, we can pass the phone back and forth.
Yeah, put Dora on the phone real quick. I want to talk to her first.
All right. All right, here you go.
All right.
Hello.
So I'll tell you what, I'm curious. So we had you guys on the phone, I don't know, about 5 or 6 days ago on the show. Was that about right? 5 or 6 days?
Yeah, we had Lynn 5 days and me. I think it was the fourth.
Okay, so I'm curious.
Morning.
I'm following up because I'm curious to see. You guys were decided to stop drinking. How long did that last? Are you still going, or did you last 24 hours, or what?
No, we're still going, of course.
Really? Tell me
Of
about
course.
that. So you're 4 or 5 days in?
We're 6 today. Tomorrow will be 7.
So you're past the physical addiction of it. You're not going to and I encourage everybody, if you want to quit, talk to your doctor, and if you need to go to some kind of detox facility, do that. But man, Dora, congrats. That's
Yeah.
huge. So how,
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I felt more for Lynn, and and then he had to go to work and stuff like that. But um, I mean, I stay busy. I've got a granddaughter and my daughter here, and we spent the whole day together. Wednesday, I think it was, and then I seen clean carpets all day yesterday, and cleaned a condo out on the lake for a friend of mine, and I went jogging this morning at the church at their gym. Yeah,
wow. So
been busy.
are you a smoker too? Do you smoke cigarettes?
I do.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
one,
how does that
but
work with
yeah,
the jogging? That seems
I can still do it. Yeah,
good,
I can.
good.
I just sprint. I kind of walk and jog.
Mm.
I'm getting too old for that now.
No, I get it. No,
My
that's
knees
where
are
I'm at.
giving out on me.
Yeah, where I'm my
Yeah.
age, there's a fine line between walking and jogging. So you feel now, did you white knuckled it? You didn't take any kind of benzos or anything to help you calm down or chill out. You didn't go to your doctor to
No.
get. Some people will go to their doctor and get like a 10-day prescription for some kind of calming medicine. Uh,
Yeah.
and is so any night sweats or sweaty palms or
No, I mean I did that when I was drinking, but yeah, no, I feel great. I mean, I thought it was just my hormones going crazy on me, but no, it was the alcohol too.
Well, that
Yeah,
makes
I
me
it
feel
took me
great
a
that you
minute.
guys are both 6 days in. You haven't been biting people's heads off because you're like grumpy or anything like that?
Oh no, no, both of us are pretty cool, calm, caring, loving people. I mean, that's just what. I mean, I don't know if he's bit. Have you bit anybody's head off? No. Okay.
If you're tuning in, you're listening to Sober Talk. We have Dora and Lynn. They're neighbors, and they're both holding each other accountable. They're watching the show. They're watching Sober Talk. They quit drinking 6 and 7 days ago, and so
Oh
and
no, we're both at 6.
you're
We're
both
both at 6.
well. That's
Yeah, you
so
just
great.
talk to us on different days. Yeah.
I see. I see. So
Yeah.
that is wow. That is the best news I've gotten so far tonight. So no,
Mhm.
6 days is freaking huge. I mean, wow, that is so huge. I mean,
I,
that's like what people go to detox for 6 to 10 days, and you guys kind of. And how much were you drinking, Dora?
that's what I don't know. I mean, those little shot bottles. We averaged, I guess, 6 to 8 a night, and but no, he would hide. He had them downstairs, and he
Right.
was doing his own thing too. So that's. I mean, that is an average, and that's almost every day of the week since this pandemic. I would say
Well,
since I
okay.
got laid off, and I got laid off March 26th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
get it. I get it. Well, let me say hi to
yeah.
Lynn real fast. Good
All
talking with you.
right. All right. You too. Stay safe.
Maggie Wilkinson says hi from Missouri. Hi, Maggie Wilkinson.
What's happening, Tom?
Hey, Lynn. So congrats. 6 days, no alcohol whatsoever.
None whatsoever. And the weird thing is, I thought I'd be all, I've been
Right?
really happy the past 6 days. I'm looking forward to what I got, ahead of me and stuff, and what I got behind me. I'm just going to try to bury and just better myself.
Is there a part of you that wants to, uh, you know, uh, celebrate or think, well, I went 6 days. I can just pace myself and be a regular drinker. Because
No,
because have you quit before or tried to quit before, right?
yeah, it was like for 8 months, and then instead of 4th of July barbecue, and it screwed that all up.
Carl
So, but
Martin says, congrats to Dora and Lynn. That's huge. He's right, man. 6 days is just freaking huge. I could not be more excited. And
so
how did you do it? How have you survived this 6 days?
I've been reading a lot on the private, chat. Me and Dora talk, and we've been, I'm working, and we've been staying kind of busy and stuff. But there is one thing that's really worrying me. all the alcohol weight I'm going to lose with Doris cooking. I'm going to gain another 10 pounds.
Yeah, you'll gain weight. You'll eat a lot of chocolate, a lot of cake. I'm just now at, what am I, like 97, 98 days? I'm just now getting to the point to where I'm like, all right, Tom, quit, eating the kitchen, because
Yeah.
I'll go get donuts in the morning. I'll eat a box of, Fruit Loops at night or Crunch Berries. So don't worry, don't judge. You can lose that weight later. Right now you're improving the quality of your life and everyone else around you.
Yeah, we exercise quite a bit. What she does when I'm at work stuff, like in mornings or evenings, if it's nice out, we'll go for a walk or a bike ride or something. Just trying to stay fit and working that off that way too.
Well,
So,
man, that is huge. I'm so happy and so proud of you guys. And keep on watching Sober Talk. Get in there and do the private group. The private group is incredible. You might
yeah, I've
want
been
to
reading a lot in there.
consider uh, getting some therapy or something for why you drink. Because you want to make sure that I could always quit. Again, being alcohol free is one thing, but being alcohol free and happy is another thing. So you
Yeah,
need,
exactly.
consider some kind of treatment, be it AA or be it a psychiatrist or addiction specialist or something. I would encourage not just quit.
Yeah, I got a doctor's appointment with my regular doctor next week. I'm gonna talk to him about it and then probably try to see about either an AA or a 12 step or something. But
Yeah,
we got something on the computer we're doing on the 12 step too, so we're working on that right now.
freaking awesome. Yeah, yeah. And there's people in the private group who are big book thumpers. They know everything about
Yeah,
AA. Those steps really work. They really I've seen a lot of success from people who work the steps. So, drinking is just a symptom of something else.
yeah.
So you have to treat whatever it is. Like you said, you're going to talk to your doctor. There's holistic medicine. They're just kind of figure out why you're like that. Well, man, tell Dora bye. Congrats to both you guys, and we'll talk soon.
All right, you take care, brother.
I will see you. So that's good, right? So Joel Harris, type 2 diabetes for me. Boo-hoo. Joel Harris, I don't get it, brother. Cardiomyopathy for me, alcohol. And coffee and chocolate. That's what Bob Van Orden says. That's right. Coffee and, dude, that's chocolate water right here. This is really vodka, Bob. I'm teasing. Nice plastic noise on the mic. Sorry, Joe. Oh, let's what happened to Joe. Happiness grows under feet. What did I see? Oh, so yeah, I see that. Cat's here. I figured out I am a dry drunk. Cat, love to talk with you. Can I call you? Let's see. Cat Landrove. I figured out I'm a dry drunk, and yeah, that's what we're talking about. Figure out why you're drinking. A lot of people quit and they realize, okay, I can be buddy, we're on the phone tonight. We're talking to him. He was a dry drunk for 9 years, and he's like, yeah, I grim and bear it, but I didn't. But starting to live your life and being happy and not worrying about things. That's when you're not a dry drunk. That's when things start getting good. So, Penny Bishop, hi there, Penny. Hello, everyone. Glad to see you here. All right, let's howdy from Texas, y'all. That's Ted Watson. Joel's here. Lynn Campbell, we talked to him already. Bill Malloy, hey Tom, hey Joel, hey Bill. All right, let's go to our next call. I want to touch base real quick with the guy who, boy, he's been through a lot. His son went to prison, and he's trying to live a good life, and he's I'm gonna say hi to him real quick and touch base. This is like alumni kind of
Hey, Tom, hold on a
all
second.
right, buddy. So this is kind of like a sober talk alumni. We're calling people that we haven't talked to in a few weeks. We're just checking in with them and seeing how they're doing. Our first
Hey,
call.
what's up?
Hey, buddy, just got off the phone with talked to this couple about 6 or 7 days ago, or five or
Yeah,
six
I
days.
just I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was watching.
Yeah, I'm glad they're sober. So you got to see your son today. You said on the internet they posted his profile.
Yeah, and it kind of really hurt.
I bet.
Made things kind of real.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, it's been the hardest thing I've been through in my life. I've been trying to stop drinking. I stopped drinking for a few days, and I just keep going through this episode. Like, us alcoholics, we find a reason to drink.
Oh, sure. Golly, yeah, constantly.
And tonight, that was my reason. I messed up. I mean, I'm not drunk yet, but I did take a couple of drinks. I admit that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, hey man, that's no one's judging here. No one is freaking judging here. It's and you got a
No,
lot
I
of
know.
stuff, you know.
That's why I watch you. I mean, just seeing that, my boys. I mean, I sent you the picture. You've seen it.
Yeah, good looking kid,
Seeing
young.
that,
Yeah,
very. He's only 19, and just it's hard. And seeing his picture in that jail outfit, that prison outfit,
yeah,
because I've been there. I've done it. I did 3 years. I know what he's going through, and it just kills me.
yeah.
I just, when you text me earlier, you just asked me to talk tonight. I'm like, oh, what the hell am I going to talk about? But
Tom.
sure, I'm always willing to talk.
Yeah.
And then I get online and see this stuff.
Well, it's hard with things are just freaking life is hard, and the thing is, he needs you to be healthy. How many years he's supposed to be in? 3 to 5?
Oh, he's got 4. He did 4 in the county, so I mean, he did 1 in the county, so he has 4 more to go. It was supposed to be 5 to 7, but knowing him, he'll be out.
Good behavior and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be out in 4 more years.
Are you able to, kind of, make your drinking kind of cut? Have you cut back any at all?
I've cut down a lot.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I go a few days without drinking, then I start getting depressed again. I find a reason to drink. But I don't drink as much as I was. I mean, like last time we talked last week, I told you that when this COVID thing started, my son first went to jail and all that. I ended up in the hospital. I was in ICU for like almost 2 weeks.
Was that from the COVID?
No, that was from my alcohol drinking.
Oh, that's all. Yeah. I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
Well,
Because I was drinking alcohol and taking Xanax on top of it.
I remember now. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
well, brother, hang in there. I really tonight, Friday night's kind of like a potluck alumni where we just call people in our community and we check in with them. We check in with them, say hi.
Well, I appreciate you. I mean, anytime I text you, you text back. I appreciate that. I mean,
No, I try to.
I mean,
If I turn my ringer on, if I turn my notification, I mean, it sounds like I'm in Vegas. It sounds like a slot machine. Going ding, 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 ding. And I have 2 different cell phones too. You got my personal cell phone, which is so you text me anytime. But if I don't text back, it's just because I haven't gotten to it yet. So.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, you're a busy guy, and so am I.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, you have been helping me a lot. I mean, that's why I've been able to go a few days here and there. I just need to take control of my depression. I mean, I don't want to get on all the depression medications and all that crap.
Yeah, but
I've been on them before, and it's a mess. It's made me feel worse than I do.
Yeah, when you do take when you take the depression medicine while you're drinking, they don't work. So.
No, of course.
Yeah. So, and this is the one of the few times I've been on depression medicine where I wasn't drinking, I wasn't mixing. I had quite the cocktail going on in my body.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, brother. Well, hang tough and man, work that private group too. A lot of people in there will reach out to you and talk you through things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing better than I was the first time I talked to you. Remember?
Yeah, you sound much better.
I was a drunk. I mean, I was a drunken fool.
Yeah, but life has dealt you some hard times, we got to figure out a way, like on Groundhog Day, not to step in a puddle. Finally, step around the puddle.
Right,
So,
right. You got that right.
all right, brother. I'll talk with you soon.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Dave. We'll see you.
Bye.
That was Dave. He saw his son's profile on the prison thing, and that's one day I want to have a topic about ADD, OCD, and addiction because so many people have the ADD, and I got all the D's, man. I got Claritin D. I got. I'm sorry, my mind works that way sometimes, but we self-medicate to deal with our issues. And I had a doctor tell me one time, which is the biggest, I had quit drinking. And I said, man, I quit drinking. I'm still having, issues. And he said, you know what? You're not an alcoholic. You got the worst case of ADD I've ever seen in my life. Just wow. And he put me on this Adderall, and I'm twitchy as it is. If you notice, I'm coming way down on the ticking and twitching and whatnot because my brain is finally getting, after 97 days here, uh, it's my brain's getting used to it. But man, the Adderall I couldn't take because at the time I was doing a lot of TV and stuff, and I didn't want to have to constantly be self conscious about it. Brandy was saying, hey, it's definitely related to ADD and ADHD. As I've told Tom in a DM, I live in a very rural area with little cellular service. I wish I had the opportunity to vocally share my story, but calls drop constantly. I wouldn't want to be disruption to the show due to that trauma at a young age. Now this is from Chris Warren. This is a trauma at a young age, and the absence of an apology, even as an adult, has made a hurdle that's little too high for a fat guy. A little too high for a fat. Chris Warren. Every form of addiction and be it alcoholism or drug addiction or whatever, stems from some kind of trauma and abandonment in your life. And I work with an addiction therapist, Jane Gaynor, one of the best in the business. And yeah, if you have insurance or find, if you don't have insurance, there's other options out there. Get in a private group. People will point you in the right direction. Try to quit trying to cover that wound up with a Band-Aid. You need more than a Band-Aid this time, maybe. So get down there and start healing. So let's give Brandy a call. We reached out to her. We're doing this if you'd like to be on the show, you can email me directly at sobertalklive gmail.com. Sobertalklive at gmail.com. We're going to give Miss Brandy a call, see how she's doing. And,
this is Brandy.
hi, Miss Brandy. It's Tom Mabe from Sober Talk. How are you?
Hey, Tom. How are you?
I'm well. So tell me, where are you from?
I am from St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, I've done shows there. It used to be a comedy club and a hotel there, and you guys got that really pull. I've never been to St. Louis. When I got there, I saw that big. I'm like, man, that's gonna be one big McDonald's when they finish that place, cause that big arch.
Yeah, I think that's in Westport, actually.
Yeah. How you been? Have we spoken to you before? Have we spoken to you, haven't we?
No, I've never been. No, I've never
But you've been
spoken to you
around. I've seen
before.
your name. I've seen your name on.
Yeah, I've been around.
So
Yeah.
tell us about yourself. What's your? Are you?
So I'm 2 years and 29 days sober.
Congrats. Congrats. That's great.
It started drinking very young. With your friends or whatever. And then I gradually got into drugs, and then I quit drugs and thought I was cured and I was good, never went to rehab. And then, my life just, life happened, and I got married and I had a kid, and, I had some traumatic things happen, and my drinking just increased and increased. So, I realized that it was causing an issue with my family. And I didn't want my daughter to, see me, drinking all the time and think that it was okay for her. And, it was a struggle, a daily struggle. So some bad stuff happened, and I decided to go to AA, and that's where, you know, the journey of my recovery started.
So when you say
So
bad,
I'm very, very, very strong about AA and meetings.
yeah, me, yeah, I am too. I just don't,
saved my life.
yeah, they help so many people. I am too, but I also know other people who have quit using other things. So when you say some bad,
Oh, yeah.
when you say bad things happen, that was some rock bottom type bad things.
So yeah, that was probably the closest I've ever been to rock bottom. I mean, I didn't really have like a horrible bottom like some people do. I mean, I
Right.
still had, you know, my job, a house, my husband, but I, you know, drove around at night with my daughter doing, you know, car rides just for fun, and I was always drinking, and I accidentally hit my neighbor's car, and that was like, you know, I had
Wow.
her and her friend, and you know, one of our other neighbors came down, and he was a police officer, and he was like, you know, I can take you to jail right now and call DCFS and all this stuff. And he did it, and it ended up not really being that big of a deal, but it was like the next
Oh.
day I was just miserable and tried to drink it away, and
Oh.
I couldn't drink it away. It wouldn't go away. So I knew then that, you know, I was going to end up dying from this.
Or
This would
your one of your loved ones. If you
or
make
kill someone else. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I've done that. I've never wrecked, but I've picked my kids up from school with a good beer buzz. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
And I mean, it was like a little bump, but it was enough to like, you know, it was a God thing. I mean, I really believe
Yeah,
that
someone's
was
giving
like,
you a
hey,
second
this is-
chance. Someone's
You need to open up your eyes before, you know, bad stuff happens. But I wanted to comment to the guy that was just talking, because I've heard him speak before about,
Dave.
you know, his son that's in prison. You know, I mean, it is really hard when you love people and they're, you know, not around, and, you know, he isn't around right now, but he's still alive, and, you know, he has a chance of a future later. And so, you know, I would say to you that you need to get strong for him for when he does come out. And
Yeah.
we're all broken. You know, we're all broken.
Yeah.
We all go through some really bad stuff. And, you know, that is not an excuse to drink. It just makes it worse. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you start living life, you know, on life's terms without alcohol and drugs, you know, you're much better for that next person.
No, you're right.
That's
The
gonna
quality
really
of
need
your
you.
life and everyone else's life. You know, we had a nurse. We have our staff nurse here is Laura, who's from Tampa Medical. She's an ER nurse, trauma hospital, and she told us this. We had her on the every once in a while we'll do a 8:30 sober talk, or no 8 a.m. sober talk, and at 8 p.m. Every weeknight we do 8 p.m. But some nights, if I have a show that night and I just can't do sober talk, I'll do. So when she was telling us that there was a grandfather who was out drinking with his buddies, picked up his daughter and her son, you know, her 6-year-old, and had a wreck. He died instantly, and they went to the hospital. They, you know, flighted to the hospital, and the husband came to the hospital, and they took him in a special room, and she had the one tell him that, hey, your wife died. And then they were working on the son, and then the 6-year-old son died too. And
Oh my God.
and the husband's like, I just lost my dad. I lost everything I had. So thank God that you just bumped your neighbor's car.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, because
You know, and alcoholism runs in the family.
Sure.
In my family.
Mine
and,
too.
I've lost a lot of people from alcoholism. You know, friends and family, and you know, I'm blessed that, you know, this happened. But, you know, I think you also have to really be done and really want to quit. And you have to want to do it for you, because if you don't, it's a struggle. Alcohol is everywhere. I mean,
here's the
it's
thing.
in Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. What'd you say?
It's even in a Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, you can't go anywhere that does not, you know, serve alcohol.
Everything. Yeah, I go to the gas station. It's, you know, at the airport.
Yeah,
you know,
it's literally in your face. So
constantly.
I mean, it is hard. It sucks. And,
But
I mean,
one thing I want to
you
say.
know, it probably. Go ahead.
One thing I want to say is that everybody's, you know, if you go back out, have you tried quit drinking in the past before? Or is this your first time quitting?
I did, and I would tell myself, okay, I'm not going to drink today. I'm not going to drink today. And by the end of the day, I would be drinking. And I mean, I did that for probably a year and I would tell people all the time, I don't have a drinking problem. I would automatically
You lie.
always
Yeah.
defend
Yeah.
it.
It's you're
Yeah.
we alcoholics are big con artists, but I want to say
Yeah.
that I want to say that we always drink until the next rock bottom, and
Oh, yeah.
and you could tell yourself that, hey, I've I
I'll just
just
have
barely
one
bumped the
now.
car. I just bumped the car, and this and that. But then
Right.
next thing you know, you're going to be the husband in the hospital, hearing that his wife died and his daughter died and his father died. So we got it. Well, Brandon, thank you
Yeah,
so.
it's really hard to just quit on your own. That's why,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, AA is
impossible.
not for everyone, but that was one way that I could hold myself accountable at first, because
Yeah, the meeting. I love
when
the
you're
Zoom
on your
meetings.
own,
I
you
love the
really,
Zoom meetings.
I do like the Zoom meetings. Yeah.
Did you hear what I said earlier? We were last night. So I was talking to my therapist, and then she said, my addiction therapist. She said, people really liking your sober talk. And some treatment centers are letting their people watch it and stuff. Oh, that's freaking awesome. And I said, why is that?
Oh, wow, that's great.
And she was telling me, yeah, I was very flattered. She said they did this test where they took 5 monkeys, and they got all 5 monkeys addicted to heroin, and then they took the heroin away, and they took 4 monkeys and put them in a compartment, not a compartment, whatever, a room, and they isolated one monkey by himself, and then they slowly reintroduced them to heroin, and the monkeys that were in a group, being holding each other accountable, didn't get re-addicted to the heroin. Like, hell no, we're not going through that again. And the
You're
one,
kidding me.
no, she said even goes, she said isolation is the biggest torture anyone can do to themselves. The reason why AA works, the reason why Sober Talk works is because there's a group and we hold each other accountable and we all say,
Right.
well, hey, maybe I'm not as screwed up as what I thought. This guy's normal. And,
Exactly.
yeah. And we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have people who don't chime in, but they'll text me
Mhm.
offline. And yeah, we even have some famous people. We have people who are in our little group who are very popular, and so yeah, it's really cool, and it's so that yeah, I love AA, I love sober talk, and anything that works for people. But it was interesting that chimp study that they did. So well, Brandy,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just wanted to touch base with you. I thought that we had spoken before. So you've been 2 years, 21 days. Is that what you said?
29. Yep.
2 years,
29. Yep.
29 days. Brandy from St. Louis, and were you just
Mhm.
was it just alcohol, or was there drugs involved too?
Well, I dabbled in drugs
Hmm.
in my in my 20s, and then I stopped that, and so I would say the majority of my life has been alcohol.
And your daughter is around how old? Teenager, preteen?
She's 9.
She's 9. So,
She's 9.
and if you're just joining, I'm talking to Brandy, and her wake up call, which could have been a huge rock bottom, was that she was drinking in the car. Her daughter and little friend were in the car. She bumped another car. Neighbor was a cop, came down, gave her a wake, said, hey, I could take your ass into jail right now. We can call CPS. And he didn't. And she
Mhm.
tried to drink it away the next day. It didn't work. It didn't work. Started going to AA. She's 2 years and 29 days today. So congrats to you. And I love to have you back on. Love to have you back on.
Well, thanks so much. Yeah, I enjoy your show a lot.
Well, thank you. Yeah, join that group if you ever can't make it to an AA meeting or a Zoom meeting. That group is very fun that we have as a private group. So,
Okay, I sure will.
all right. Thanks, Brandy. We'll see you.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
She was digging me. You heard the way she talked? She liked me. I could tell. And I saw her picture. She's hot. So, I'm teasing. Sober talk. The funny thing about that, if I'm teasing, caller, congrats. And awesome, Bob Van Orden. I want to talk to Bob. I see Bob on here. He makes fun comments. But right now we are going to call. Let's see who we're going to call. It's called. Did we call Mike yet? Let me see. Did we call? Let me see here. 573-937-314 573. No, we have not called Mike yet. Let's call Mike real fast and touch base with him. This is Friday night. We're checking up on people who we've had on the show before. I thought Brandy had been on the show. She had not. I was wrong. There you have it.
Hello.
Hey, Mike. Tom Mabe. How are you?
Hey, Tom. I'm doing good.
So catch me up. How are you? How you been?
I've been good. Just training and working.
You're a wrestler? Is that what I forget?
MMA.
MMA. Yeah, man. Mixed martial arts. You know who I had a pleasure of grappling with? The Gracie.
Who's that?
Hickson Gracie.
Oh, heck yeah.
He told me to get a chokehold on him, which I did because I'm a badass. And he put his hands down in his gi and he got out of it without using any hands. You could see it on the videotape. You could see his muscles in his stomach go left to right. And I reached a brown belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. That's my farthest I went. And
That's pretty good.
I'm lying, dude. I have nothing. But it sounded good, right? It sounded
Yeah, it did sound good.
No, but I love the Gracie. So here's a skinny. I was a musician that came up in Taekwondo, which is not, and came up with like a yellow belt or whatever the third belt was, white, yellow, hell, it was ninth. I was in the ninth grade or whatever. And but I was really got into other forms and just really worked my ass off in it. But then the grappling came around town, and I didn't know. I'm like, wow, this is most fights end up on the ground. And I went over and trained with the other musicians who were studying Gracie, Brazilian style jiu-jitsu, just as a fluke. And I loved it. It was such a great art form. And, it wasn't all strength, 'cause I was always just a skinny kid. So, so how long have you been sober and how long have you been training?
I've been sober 5 years, but I've been training since I started training when I was about 12 years old. Did Taekwondo first, then high school wrestling, then got into MMA at about 15 years old, and I've pretty much been training most of the time. I took a quick break for about 3 years there because I was running a business in California, and then decided to get back into it. So, yeah, been training a while.
Well, good for you. So, but did the drinking, did the alcoholism affect your fighting? Your training?
Yeah. There was no way I could train and be drunk all the time.
Wow. And what was your rock? And remind me, what was your rock? Did you have a rock bottom, or you just like, I'm just drinking too much? Like I'm trying to be a fighter here. I got to be in shape. Or was there something happen made you quit drinking?
Yeah, I got my DUI when I was 21.
Okay, this is ringing a bell.
Yeah, so I got a DUI when I was 21, and I decided to stop drinking, but it took a while for it to kick in, and it wasn't until I was about 24 that it kicked in.
Wow. And did you notice that you're training and so you only had one DUI?
One DUI, yeah.
And you ever get drunk and go get in bar fights?
Oh, on a regular. That was pretty common. Just people have a problem sometimes when they're drunk, and I've always been a problem solver.
Yeah. But now, if you're sober, do you try to be a problem solver?
No, not. I mean, it depends on the situation.
Right.
Yeah, if somebody does something, I'm going to defend my family 100%.
But you're not looking for a fight. When you have the skills that you have, and you get drunk, you got a short wick, and you're ready to hop in a bar fight, maybe. So.
Yeah, alcohol and fighting is a very bad mix, and it always seems to go together so well.
Yeah, I get it. What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Texas right now, but I was in South Lake Tahoe for a while.
Okay, yeah. I used to film. I was working for Dick Clark Productions. Only shot in Sacramento, Old Sac specifically, for a show called Bloopers. And you're from like Lake Tahoe, you said, for a while?
Yeah, it's El Dorado County.
Our next caller we're calling is Jeff Graham, is from exactly there, and he just had to go back there to visit his dad, who's up in age. So, well, man, I just want to say hi, check up on you. No temptations or anything recently?
No, I've just been focusing on training. My legs are sore because I had a really heavy leg day yesterday, but yeah, just focusing on that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing on Friday. Just kind of calling people and trying to this Friday at least, touching base and seeing how everyone is. So, man, well, thanks for taking the call, and best of luck to you.
You too. Thanks, man.
All right, see you, brother. Thanks. Sound like a good kid, that guy. All right, here we go. We are going to call. All right, here we go. I got him on my phone under Graham Daddy because he's a grandfather now. His last name is Graham.
Is this Mr. Mabe?
Miss, hey, I was calling about the
Mr. Mabe?
Yeah. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, I heard you talking about the famous people that call in or you call, so
Yeah.
you're using the code names, right?
So I got you down as Jeff Graham.
You're right. Okay, good. I wasn't sure which one you were going to use, so I want to make sure correct identity. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. It's kind of been, a little surreal. I'm in Hilton Head, and it's different when you live down here as opposed to, but we still go out to dinner at night. You just come down here on vacation, and geez Louise, 17
Don't
beers.
you know, hey Tom, don't you know that Hilton Head you're supposed to drink when you're in Hilton Head? That's
I know.
kind of a tough place to go.
I feel bad, like I need to. I feel like people are looking at me. We're like, why is that guy why is he ordering Diet Pepsi? But I was up there collecting Plaza tonight having dinner, and I was like outside, there's some music playing, and I was like, man, I'm supposed to have a margarita. I recall you back when you were a dry drunk, back when you went 9 years.
Right.
You said, I'm in Hilton Head. I'm supposed to be drinking. I'm not drinking. I remember you freaking out. You were down here.
Yeah, I was at an intersection, and I actually had called you because there was an Elvis impersonator. I remember. I'm surprised I remember it. But I was at an intersection. I went, and I felt, my left hand went into it defaulted to the muscle memory of the position of holding a beer can, and it was just, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be drinking down here. It was tough. It was just odd. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
There's so many situations that kick it in for me. Where you've been before. I mean, I don't know, muscle memory, mental memory, but
no, that's it. Muscle and mental memory. I think it's like I play guitar, and if I get on stage, oh my gosh, how do you play this? I'm just gonna start playing, and fortunately, my hand will remember sometimes, just like my hand remembers to drink a beer.
I was glad you were on tonight because, as opposed to being on every other night. But I wanted to talk because I thought of you because I had rough day at work. At work, it was the whole week, and I was driving home and taking care of grandbabies for my daughter because she's had a wedding to go to tonight, and I just I was ready to friggin' blow my top, and it was one of those where it was like, God, I just and I got coming up on 9 months of sobriety, and
Nice.
it was like I just wanted that sort of that release that comes from that first drink, coming down of just that. And I was pissed because it was like, you know what, I'm not doing anything wrong. I've been good. I'm having a crappy day, and it was like I just want that that moment of just that I relied on for years, and it was. I'm so glad to be sober, but I was pissed that I couldn't drink. I almost called you, but I couldn't remember your number or your name. But but if I had, I would have called you. But I was curious if you had those moments because it wasn't a fun situation where I wanted to drink, where you're out with the buddies or out in a boat or whatever. It was crappy day, and I want to drown it.
Yeah.
But I had to keep thinking, okay, what happens after you have that one? Well, I've said it before with you, play the friggin' tape out.
I was going to ask you about that.
Ending.
Explain that. Remember the first time you told me, explain what that means, play the tape out.
When I'm out, I'll get times, when I quit and my wife and my kids and, begging me, Dad, you got to quit drinking. Please don't, all this. And every good intention I had, I'm not going, I'm done. And I could see the pain on their faces, tears, the beg, everything. And then I would find, we like to boat a lot, and I'd go down, and there's at the marina, people are always sitting out drinking beer. And at that moment, when it's like, God, I want that so bad, and I can't, when that hits, I can't remember the negative. All I can think of is the good that comes from drinking. I forget my family begging me to stop. I forget how crappy I felt. I forget the regret. I forget all that stuff. And I'm really working on, I mean, I'm getting better at it, but it's still tough. But okay, don't deny it. That first beer would be great, but what happens after that beer? Well, are you going to stop and just go, man, that was a wonderful time. Now I'm going to go home and get back to work. No, that doesn't work for me. Now, I'm not going to have just one there.
Right.
Now I'm going to have them for the drive home. Then I got to sneak them. I can't stop when I start.
I can't either.
And my whole thing was, if I can, I drank over a case a day just of the cheap stuff, but all I got to do is not drink one lousy beer, and I'm okay. If I can just not drink just one of those 30 beers, I'm good. It just so happens that one beer is the first. Because if I don't drink that first, I don't crave 2 through 30. But if I do have one, 2 through 30 just are tearing at my stomach. So I'm really trying to think, not just, I didn't have hangovers. I didn't even black out, really. I was a mess in every other thing. But the regret, it's like, okay, it looks like fun, but what happens? Play the tape out, because it sure as hell, the movie's not over after you have 2 beers and suddenly it's sunset and perfect happy times. That the movie keeps going, and it never has ended with the right way. So that's what I'm working on. But
so play, and that if you have a chance to actually, some of the people who watch they're watching because of their spouses are drunk. They're not really. So maybe you videotape. Actually, get a tape or something that you can show them. And I've actually done some pranks where we videotape people when they're passed out drunk and such. So
we had Elizabeth the weekend that I had my big fiasco, which was the Super Bowl of this past year, beginning of February. She was out of town, and we have one of those Ring doorbells that it's motion detector and it'll video.
Right.
And when she got back, and it was just a crappy, but she said, you should see the video of you walking out front, which I'm sure it wasn't to pick up the paper. It was, I'm sure, to urinate in the yard and impress the neighbors with my class. Oh, look, there's our neighbor. What a great guy. Why don't you kids go take him some cookies or something? But she said, staggering out, and she said, you want to see it? And I haven't seen it, and I pray to God she got rid of it. I don't want to see it, but just the thought of it just made me sick to my stomach. And that's playing the tape out. And I probably should hold on to that and just have it on the little, small compact player in my truck to when those moments hit, just play that tape out. But I don't have that, so I got to just do it in my mind.
I've got a tape that the guy gave to me, and it was I get up to
stand up.
Yeah, and I get up to do this show. And the guy had booked 2 headliners. It's me and this guy. I don't even want to give his name. Great comic, but me and this guy from Chicago. He said, guys, I booked. And I said, you know what? I'll open for him. He's got a lot of name equity, and plus I'm thinking I could drink. So I get up there, do my show, and I was preparing for a comedy special. So I was going out, and when I do that, they put me on new medication. There's always this experimental medication for Tourette's. And the doctor said, hey, don't drink on this medication. It will really exasperate it. And, I know you have your drinking problems, so don't drink on this. So I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there doing a little show, and every time I get to a punchline, I can't remember. I just go, Tom Mabe. I just yell my name. And now when I call it, Tom Mabe. And I just start yelling. I just call him on. And he said, I knew something was wrong when you were playing the guitar and you're like 4 frets in the wrong direction. You weren't even in the right spot. And so it was so bad. And the audience is just laughing at me. And I'm like, Tom. Yeah. And so I get off stage. Nick comes up, this other comic comes up, And he's doing. He's like, "Hey man, anything happen?" He says, "I was in the back at it. How the Tom do?" And and he knows that I'm somewhat of a professional, but it was just so. And I get up there, and I'm like, I want to leave, and I can't. The owner hid my car key, so I go up on stage, and I'm crawling around while he's on stage, trying to find my car keys.
Oh God.
And then I leave and I come back up and I start getting my guitar keyboard. He's doing a show and I'm standing right next to him, packing up my guitar, rolling the cable up. I get this is so bad. And I get the guitar case and I'm walking through the audience and on the DVD, the club owner says, you can hear my you can hear my case hitting people in the head. and I had to call Nick. I had to call the comic up and apologize. I said, no, he said, man, I was worried about it. I said, yeah, I was, yeah. And that is one
It's
of those,
awful.
yeah. And it's one of, because I normally don't drink on stage, but boy, that was so bad. And he sent me the DVD and I still can't look at it.
Yeah.
I still can't.
Well, hang on
look at
to it just in case you have that moment. But that's the one. I said this before on your show, and I said between you and I, just in casual. But your job, I don't have. Well, okay, I hate to even use this word, celebrity status. That it hurts to say that, but no, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't have that because everyone wants to buy the guy on stage drinks.
Right.
I don't have that when I come home. I don't. So I'm in sales, and I don't have a guy come out. Hey, that thing I bought from you today was great, man. Let me buy you some shots. That they don't do that for the stuff I sell. But you having your job, you're having people that get their feelings hurt if you don't take drinks from.
Well, are you too good to have a drink? Are you too good for me to buy you a shot?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm
exactly. And I just.
Yeah.
That's why I love this show, because I honestly think, if Tom can do it with what you got to face, then I got a chance. So I'm listening to you. Well, I love listening to the callers because it's not a one person. And I know you know this. There's not a one person that has the answers in this business or whatever. This is collective. This is every person that you have on, I get something from. Maybe it's something I like, maybe it's something I don't like, but it all goes into that pot of making the stew of sobriety that I need.
Yeah.
So that's this multiple people concept, collective whatever knowledge is it's mandatory for me, and it's fabulous.
Well, thanks. No, and I really I hope you keep on teasing me with coming down and doing a live show with me. I know you live right up the road.
I know. I got it. I know. I will.
I get my hopes up. I think we can be the next.
I know.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I know. I got to get down there. I'd love to see it, and
you could
just to see how quick before you move me off the stage and say, big mistake.
You better get on before I fall off the wagon and then the show goes away. So.
Yeah. Well, you know how well the last time you and I did an A. If anyone doesn't know this, Tom and I went to. I came to Louisville afternoon AA meeting. I don't know. This is 18 years ago. I don't know.
There's a lot.
But I said, Tom, will you go? Will you go? And he went with me. And I remember two things. One, there was a very attractive girl there. That's what I got out of the show, or out of the AA meeting. And then it was like, which mini mart should I go to? Because I don't want anyone from the AA meeting to see me buying beer right after the meeting for my drive back from Louisville to Cincinnati. Where can I go that I'll probably not be seen? And yeah, that's how well I did with the meeting. I went straight from there to a mini mart or a drive-through, picked up beer for the drive back.
You came down because I told you I had gone to a couple, and I don't think it was quite.
Okay.
So yeah, I had gone, but I remember being very happy because I wasn't ready to quit. I got you sober, and I got another person sober, another musician, and my musician buddy said, I remember calling you, say, "Hey man, Tony got." He's like, "Come." He said, "You know what? You're helping. When the hell are you gonna stop drinking? You're helping everybody else. When the hell are you gonna stop?" I'm, like, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And I remember calling you and saying, "Man, Tony kind of hurt my feelings." And they're saying, "Hey, when are you gonna stop drinking?" And you're like, "Well, Tom, he's right. When are you gonna stop drinking?" So I remember. I don't know if you recall that, but I remember calling.
Yeah, I do. Vaguely. I mean, it was. That was. You know what? It's like you said, you weren't ready. I had people begging me to quit. I had people telling me to quit, and it's not until, and I think this goes across for most people in my position, but it's not till I decided. It's not when I knew I had to drink or quit. I wanted to quit, but it wasn't until I said I have to quit that I was ready. And even at that point, have to was, well, but maybe start next week. There was still plenty of those.
Yeah,
But it couldn't. For me, it wouldn't come from best friend. I don't care what you said to me. It was like, "See you, Tom. Yeah, that was great. Thanks. Bye." And go straight to the bar. A wife, kids. It had to come from me. And sadly, for so many people, and I'm one of them, it's only when I friggin' was on the verge of losing everything. Where
I've noticed that rock
desperation
bottom.
was.
That rock, you
Yep.
just go until you hit your next rock bottom, until you have too many consecutive nights back and forth. And
Yep.
after a few months, your wife and your kids say, "I'm worried about your dad. I'm worried about you. I'm not going back there again. I'm not going back there again." Uh,
Yeah.
this is Tom. I love you, man. I've been in and out of rehab twice now. And when I get out, I can go about 2 to 3 weeks off of alcohol, but then I think I have one, but it turns into 15. Please tell me
Okay, well,
what.
then the only thing I tell someone, because I was working with a guy that's in a similar boat, is what did you do wrong, and what would you have told yourself at 2 weeks if you were talking to someone that was in the same boat? What advice? If you screw up, that's fine, but as long as you learn from it. Because I screwed up my Super Bowl weekend.
Mhm.
I needed that until I was ready, and the only way it worked is because I analyzed what I did wrong on that weekend, and I figured out a lot of things, and I figured out a game plan for when those things, because those desires, like the guy that you're talking about, at 2 weeks, those desires will happen again. It's not a matter of if, they will. And if you don't learn from it, and I'm not preaching to anyone, I'm talking to myself, so forgive me on that one. This is talking to Jeff, but anyway, if I don't prepare and learn from my mistakes, they're going to happen. They're just going to repeat, and then I'm screwed.
So this is guy. He says feel free to call him. I'm sending him a direct message asking what his number is. His name is Bobby Burris. Bobby, if he says feel free to call me, please. I would love to call you, Bobby. And yeah, because
I'd love to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, he says, Tom, I love you. I have been in and out of rehab twice. And when I get out, I can go about 2 or 3 weeks off. And I hear people going to rehab, multiple times. I'm like, man, I just want to be one and done. One and done.
But did they go because a wife asked them to go? Because that wouldn't work for me. I do it to make someone happy, but it wasn't until I checked in that I chose to go. Was when now I still had my Super Bowl weekend. I went 3 months after rehab and then decided to test it, and of course it worked out so well. But
yeah, you hit rock bottom again. That was another rock bottom.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I possibly. Mine was different. I didn't get a DUI or kill someone. I should have and I could have. But thank God that didn't happen. But there was every other rock bottom about family, kids, just the humiliation, shame, regret. It stung, and I never want to go through it again. I never want to even remember it, but I pray to God that I never forget it at the same time.
Hey Jeff, let me bring stay on the phone. Can I bring Bobby Burris on?
Yeah.
I want you to talk to him too. Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
You get to use that 3-way calling button for the first time?
Yeah, this is awesome. Let's see if it works. We're calling. He said he may get emotional, so let him talk. We definitely want him to talk. I just want to. Hey Bob. Hey, Bobby, it's it's Tom Mabe, and I think Jeff, are you there too?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay, so Bobby, look, a buddy of mine, he can you hear me, Bobby? Jeff, I'm gonna call you back. All right, let's see if we can get Bob. Jeff, I lost you, so let me just call Bobby by himself. He's in Dayton, Ohio, and let's see if we can make this happen. So, uh,
Hello.
hey, Bobby, it's Tom Mabe.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm well. Are you in your car?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha, gotcha. Sound like it may be kind of raining or so. So tell me, man, you've been in and out of rehab twice, and you're out for a couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks, and you're drinking again, huh?
Yeah, well, it's been a while since I've been out, but I just picked up drinking again. It feels like I'm just stupid if I'm not drinking. I do maintenance for a living. Like I work on big machines, industrial machines, electric, and all that. And I've tried to do it sober, and it just feels like I can't think. I'll sneak out to my car and I'll have a beer. I can come back in and bam, I got it.
Yeah, you got that vicious cycle going on. You'll give yourself a break. Man, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Are you in the wind or something? Are you outside working?
No, I just rolled my window up. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. So,
Okay.
so how long you been sober now?
I'm still drinking.
So that's fine. That's fine. No one's judging. How long when's the last time you've been sober for a couple 3 days?
Well, about 2 weeks ago, I did a self detox,
Okay.
and that's about minus rehab. That's about the third time I've done it. Every time I tell myself I'll never do this again because doing that sucks. Doing a self detox, the sweats, the shakes.
And what are you drinking? When you drink, what are you drinking?
Beer.
Beer. So how many
Yep.
how many beers are you having on your most aggressive day? How many beers can you take in a day?
I drink 24 ounces. I buy them by the 3-pack, and I drink about 9 3-packs.
Wow. And they're 24 ounces. So hold on here. I'm sure someone's doing the math here. So 9 times 3 is what? 27? And
Yeah.
and then that's 27, but that's like 64 beers, 12-ounce beers of regular beer. What? No.
And I can be honest with you right now, I've already had about 5 3-packs, and I mean, talking to you, I mean, you can't tell. I don't think you can tell that I've been drinking.
That's why I drink beer. I can have. So you've had the equivalent of 30 beers so far today. So, because they're 24 ounces, right? And a regular beer can is 12 ounces. And you had
Yes, sir.
5 3-packs, which is equivalent to 15 beers. Yeah, 15, then 30. So wow, unless I'm just way off here, our community will chime in and tell me if I'm messed up here. But anywho, but this is that's yeah. I know we get it. And Jeff, who I want to be on the phone with you, he lives in your. Are you from Dayton, Ohio?
Vandalia, it's a stone's throw away from Dayton, but yeah.
Well, a buddy of mine I was going to have on the phone with you. I was like, man, Jeff, I got your text. I was looking at reading the messages that got on while I was talking to Jeff. He lives in Cincinnati, and So when you went to detox, did you go there because you had to go, or a loved one wanted you to go, or did you go because I got to go get sober?
The first time, this was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. My wife, I was just passing out in my chair, and every night when I get home from work, I was passing out, sleeping, and I told her I wanted to help and all this. And the next thing I remember is waking up, and she said, "You leave for Florida tomorrow to go to a rehab." And I didn't argue. I said, "Okay, thank you." And I was in rehab in Florida for 32 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, the beginning of it sucked. But after that, I mean, once I was there and got into it, was speaking with a therapist and all that,
Right.
I mean, I felt great. I was like, holy hell, man, I haven't felt this good in a long time. I get home, and I will say the hardest part was getting back, waiting for my flight, and right where my flight gate was, there was an open bar right across from me, but I never touched it. I got all the way back home, and I lasted about 2 or 3 weeks, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing pretty good. I can have one. And then the one, and I think you've said it before in your shows, that it's not the first one, it's the 10th one.
Yeah. So are you still married?
Yes, sir. My wife and my kids are my lifeline.
Well, she will give up on you eventually. So that you went 32 days of Florida rehab. How many years ago was that?
About 4 or 5.
Okay. Have you gone since then?
I was court ordered. Actually, it's coming up on about 2 years on that. I was court ordered to a rehab because of a firearm situation that involved alcohol.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a conceal and carry guy, and I was always worried about getting my gun out or showing it or doing something stupid while I was.
Exactly. That's the same boat I was in. What happened was a total accident, but they smelled alcohol on me, and I was house arrest and 30 days in a rehab. And then again, the same thing happened. I get out and be like,
At the airport, there's open bar at the airport.
Yeah, I know. No, I want to be that guy.
Yeah,
that,
man.
You can go out with your family and have dinner and have beer with dinner, and that's it.
Let me ask you this: Did you go after you? I mean, rehab is just a jump start your sobriety, right? I mean, did they have you set up to some kind of treatment or outpatient treatment or some therapy or AA or something? Did you follow through?
I did there for a while do the Zoom meetings. I forget what that program was called.
You say Zoom or Zen?
Zoom.
So yeah, it's probably Zoom AA. And I go to a Zoom meeting most mornings at 7 a.m. and called Early Worms. Yeah, man, it sounds like you're just not ready. How old of a guy are you?
35. And man, and I will say I've just recently in this past week realized, and I don't know when you started doing these sobriety shows, but I've been watching them every chance I get.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know what keeps you and everybody else out there from doing it. Like I've heard some of the other people that you've talked to just today, and I'm like, man, how are they they've got a hell of a willpower.
Well, a lot of us, it's not self-will, it's God's will. And I don't want to get religious on people, but I am powerless to alcohol. I am powerless. It
Yes,
is
sir.
cunning, baffling. It is powerful. I am powerless, and I have admitted that I am powerless. So what I do, I pray, I work the steps, and I'm on this little thing called Sober Talk. And already since you've been on, people are saying, "Caller, we're here for you." So there's a group here.
Yeah.
There's a private group, a support group where you can talk to people, in the group, but you have to find something like this, and it's therapy. You got to figure out, why is it that you got this wonderful family? You say they're your lifeline, but they're not enough. You got to go drink. They're not enough for you. That's what I've done for years for my family. No, you guys can't make me happy. No, I need this over here. I need this bourbon. I need this beer. And I could drink 20 beers too, and no one knew I had one. So I get it. I go walk by a beer. My wife, because you walk past a beer, she can tell. But your wife is going to, there's going to be one more. I'm going to tell you how this tape plays out. You're going to wake up one day, and she's going to have two suitcases. She says, "Well, this time you're going to Florida. If not, this is your suitcase. You go now, or this is my suitcase. If you come back, if you don't continue the therapy or meetings or whatever that you choose to do, she's going to leave you, or you're going to do something really bad. You're going to have another rock bottom. It's going to be It's not going to be a conceal and carry. They're not going to let you off with play the tape out. What Jeff was saying earlier. But man, that's how we're doing.
Yeah.
We're all broken. We all got this disease, and you're kind of getting chemo for it. But then all of a sudden you get home and you get off the chemo and you start smoking cigarettes. It's I don't know, man. I don't know. At 35, I wasn't ready, but so you have about 10, 15 more years to screw up really, really bad, I guess, if you follow my footsteps. I wish I would have stopped when I was 35.
That's the thing too, is like I've realized it, and I have talked to people, and when I was in rehab, we'd have the meetings and all that. And I hear these people that have hit rock bottom. I don't want to hit rock bottom. You guys and everybody that I've heard you talk to on your show are just heck of people, man. I mean, they got it, and they know what they can and can't do. The other day, I believe you felt guilty about drinking NyQuil. I want to be like that guy. I mean, I need to get there.
Well, what happened? Like Chris Warren is saying right here, he says, "I go through AFib. I have blisters show up on my fingers. My legs become restless. I become irritable. And I feel like bugs are crawling on me when I try to stop. It usually hits me on day 3. Chris Warren, we got to get you some help, buddy. You got to get medical help. You have to go detox professionally." Bobby,
Yeah.
I'm reading some comments here. My AFib too. I couldn't walk 20 feet. I couldn't. I was like, oh my gosh, if someone breaks in my house right now and I don't have a gun near me or whatever, I cannot at this moment. I cannot protect my family. I cannot.
Wow.
Because I can't breathe. I feel like I'm getting choked out. I feel like I'm getting really, really. But and your last name is Burris. What's your last name again? How do you say
Burris?
And is it Bobby Burris?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Were you supposed to keep? I just got you comment on here, or did you want to be more incognito? I'm sorry, brother. Did I just call you out?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think of the guy.
A little bit.
Do I know? I was talking to the other guy earlier, who was the fighter, and I thought his name was Bobby as well. And I'm just all kinds of confused. I'm getting old. I have no memory, and but I noticed I am noticing that there you go, Bobby. Okay, I noticed that my brain is not as foggy at where I'm at right now. But man, you have to do something.
How long have you been, minus your NyQuil incident, how long has it been since you've had a drink?
Well,
if you don't mind me asking?
first of all, it was Dayquil. My son Googled it. He said there was no alcohol in Dayquil. So, I have been, let's see here. I got this app on my phone. You know, a lot of people have these workout apps on their phone. They're counting their steps in their phone. I got a thing called my spiritual toolkit, where I am 99 days in. I'm 99 days sober. And
Wow, man.
there hasn't, you know, it's been, as soon as I get 3 or 4 days under my belt, I'm good. As soon as I realize I'm not going to get the shakes and this and that, but I went to, you know,
Exactly.
I had medical help. You know, I had mental and physical help to get me through this, and I got right into the program, and part of the program is you got to do a service. So I said, well, maybe I'll try Sober Talk. I saw this. I set up one night and I said, hey, I just went live. I said, anybody want to talk about being drunk, you know, or being drunks or whatever?
Man, this is one of, I like this better than the Skype and Zoom meetings and all that, man. It's because you've got people that you call and you talk to, and it's actually really, it's touching me. And the fact that you've reached out to me, I mean, that alone.
Well, it helps.
itself.
It helps, you know, and that's flattering. And thank you so much. But you do need to, you know, this is not an AA meeting. I am not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. So you definitely, this is great.
Right.
And a lot of people are getting sober, and this is helping them out. But you know, you need to work some kind of program. You know, right now I'm doing the steps, and we are a non-denomination. We know that there's several ways to get sober out there. This is what I'm doing now, and I have high hopes. So, but you just, you know, so that's, you know, I just don't want anyone, and you can't depend on whatever you do. Don't depend on me to get you sober. But, you know, this is a great, this is a great community, and it's helping a lot of people. So,
Do you have a sponsor?
I do have a sponsor. I always wonder if like NASCAR drivers, if they're in a recovery and they have a sponsor, they put it on the side of their car, like Johnny Johnson. Not everyone is out of the temptations. This is from Dora. This is not everyone is out of the temptations. We all have will, and we all will always have them. I'm sorry. Bobby, love that family, and do whatever it takes, dear. If you believe in a higher power, leave it to him. Pray for help. It works for me. God bless. Yeah, and you and your higher power. You know, I had a problem with, you know, saying, okay, what if my higher power is running up the higher power? You know, so my higher power is God and the universe. I mean, I look around. I'm sitting here. I look to my left, and about 200 feet that way, I see water, and that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And someone's doing something. Aliens or God, or there's someone a higher power than me. So I believe in God. I'm a God-fearing man. But
I think after really actually you reaching out, and the comments that you just read to me, I think tomorrow's going to be a new day.
Tina Labate says, my willpower is my family. Don't want alcohol to come between us. They're too important to me. How old are your kids?
I have a daughter with my wife, and she is 4, and then I have full custody of my son.
Okay. So your daughter's going to walk you. He's what?
He's 11.
He's 11, yeah. Yeah, they need you around, dude. So,
yeah, but that, knowing that people are out there like you and the people that are commenting and making statements the way they're stating them, I mean, that's kind of the support I need. Because my wife, she tells me all the time, I don't know what to do for you. I don't understand this. Why can't you just stop?
Well, trust me, she's going to realize she can't do nothing for you eventually when you don't get help and stop, and she will just leave you. And if she says, I'm doing this for me and the kids, but you're gonna be okay. You're gonna stop, but you can't. Tell you what, the money that you're gonna save, How much money you think you spend? There's one app that tells you how much money every time you go to buy. You put it in this app, and if you're buying,
Oh,
how much money you think you're spending a week on alcohol?
good. I'm over 250 a week.
That's $250 a week.
Yes.
So
Easy.
And then you probably get some drinks out in public at a bar or Old Charlie's or some kind of bar or something, right? Or a restaurant. You probably drink a few, or is it all? You ever have drinks other than the beer that you buy?
It's rare with all the COVID stuff going on. So
Right.
It's kind of hard to get out and go places. But I mean,
Where do you
we went
live?
out a
Tell me
couple
about your
times.
house. Tell me about your house.
It's what do you want to know?
I mean, you live in an apartment, you live in a
it's,
mobile home, you live in a house. Where do you live in?
Oh yeah, no. We rent a house in Vandalia. 3-bedroom, 1 bath, 4 dogs, 2 cats, a snake, 2 kids. I mean, financially, we're fine. Financially, we would be better if I would stop this crap.
Oh, you have an extra 900,000. You have like $900 to $1,000 a month. That's a nice Ferrari payment right there. That's a nice F-150 Lariat 4-door 5.4 Triton engine payment. Tell you right there. That's
Wow, I
yeah. I mean, that's any car you ever wanted. That's a nice minivan for your wife. Get 4 months under your belt. Say the money I'm. I don't know what kind of car your wife drives, but I want you and the kids to be safe and comfortable. This is a minivan. It has DVD. It has everything. Has you can get on the top of the line minivan with all the bells and whistles with DVDs, players, and everything, and Bluetooth speakers. That's a lot of money, man. It's a waste of money and waste of life.
I couldn't agree more.
But you know what?
I mean,
You'll figure it out. You'll know when you're ready. No one can. People told me that for years and years and years. And what sucks is that. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna say that seriously, if talking to you, and I've been watching your shows and all that, and after physically talking to you, like I said earlier, I think tomorrow's gonna be a new day.
Well, please do me a favor. Join this private group. And let them hold accountable. I can tell right now. I'm reading the comments. I can tell there's people who. David says give him my phone number. So yeah, guys, get in. David, get in the private group. Join the private group. People want to talk with you. People want to, they want to help you because you know what? It helps us when we help other people.
Oh yeah, man, 100%. How do I get into that private group?
Go to the Facebook page, Sober Talk. Go Sober Talk Live, where you were on Tom Mabe Comedy. You commented on Tom Mabe Comedy. Or you could just go to my website, sobertalklive.com. And from there, you can join the group. You can email us, anything. And you can post on there. And hair is growing up my nose. So, all right, brother. Well, I got to make one more call. And but yeah, stay in touch.
I really appreciate you actually reaching out and talking to me and everything that you do. How often do you do this show?
We do Sober Talk Live every during the week at 8:00, and sometimes I just can't do it, so I gotta go. I'll do like an 8 a.m. show or something like that. So that's but most nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So
awesome. I appreciate your time, Tom, and everybody else out there that has sent good vibes.
Yeah, well, I got high hopes for you, and you're young. You're really young. I wish I quit when I was 35. Right now, I spent.
All right, Tom.
Real quick. Bobby, you there?
Yeah.
I wasn't around for I was drunk the whole time my son and daughter were growing up. Don't do that. They'll remember, and they'll be in therapy about it. Trust me.
Okay.
All right, man. Talk to you
Touché,
soon.
sir.
All right, man.
Thank you very much, Tom.
See you, brother. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, one more call here. One more call. You guys know how we do. Call Carl. We're going to wrap up this show. I got a hair. I feel it. I can't see it. It's transparent. It's invisible magic hair in my nose.
Hello, it's Carl.
Carl, did I wake you up or are you asleep?
Man, oh, hold on, let me. Hey, Pam, bring me another beer, please.
Pam, make that 2. Get us 2 beers, Pam.
Two. I'm going to drink one for Tom.
Oh, God. That'd be great. How are you?
Hey, Tom, I'm doing good, man. It's challenging days these days, but
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's the way life's supposed to be, man. It really is. It's we all need to have these times, and we really need to have them when we're that we think that a drink might solve a problem, and then if we were to experiment, we would find out otherwise. You know, that's one thing, Tom. Somebody used to tell me in the meetings that, well, Carl, no, buddy, you're doing good. Why don't you just go out and try one or two and come back and bring us back a report tomorrow and let us know how that works out.
Right.
You know, I was the youngest. I mean, there were 40 people in the group, or it was it was a clubhouse group. If you know the difference, the clubhouses versus the church groups.
I don't know the difference. I never heard the difference between a clubhouse group and a church group.
Yeah, the clubhouses are different. They're less formal, but they're still hold by the guidelines of the program, and they're a little more lax, and you get a lot of different types of people in there. But man, I had them as a newbie. After about 3 weeks, I was the go-to. I was the go-to rookie.
You were the go-to guinea pig. What you were? They're trying to sing.
Yes. Hey, Carl, let us know how that works out for you, man. We've a lot of us in here. We haven't had a drink in a year or two, or 10 or 20 years, and they knew just how to pull my strings.
They were a test. They were making you tough.
Yeah.
Hey, were you able to take in any tonight's show? I know you got some family stuff going through Dad and everything, but
no, I watched it all.
Oh, okay. It's fun. It's a good show. It's a good show,
so, I made a comment. I don't know if it came through. I was using 2 different computers, but I made a comment about the wives, and you said to the one person. You know, buddy, what's going to happen is one time she's going to come in there and have her suitcases packed and ready to go, and Tom, that can be true, and is true in some cases, but for some reason I have found, not just through my experience, but through others as well, that if someone has been married for, let's just say, over 10 years or 15 years, the wives don't leave the alcoholics. And at the same time, they don't understand. My wife finally dug in and wanted to understand, what in the world, why can't he just quit? And she educated herself well enough to know that I don't understand. And but she did understand that it is a true brain, it becomes a brain disorder. And they remember back, these wives that married us and loved us, they loved us when we were pre-alcohol, pre-alcohol. I mean, at the dangerous level of alcohol. and I think they are so. I happen to believe I married a dead gum angel.
Yeah, same here. I got the same wife. Her name's Pam. Matter of fact, I tell her bring me a beer. I'm teasing. No, but
Yeah.
it's you hear these people and you really you want to part of you want to give them tough love, and the part you gotta let them. I think that's why we hear these stories. We have like someone like Brandy we called earlier. Who's been 2 years and 29 days, and then Bobby who was went to treatment twice. Once his wife made him,
Yeah.
second time the law made him. And I think until he makes himself, and he's doing it for himself, it may not
That's
take.
when it happens. And the thing is, Tom, I made a comment too about you have to somehow. My final stages, I had to figure out how to want to quit, because I did not believe that I could live without alcohol. And,
Same here. Same here. Good point.
And so when you're at that particular level, you're scared to death, and you say there's just gonna be really no way to live without alcohol. That's the way I am and who I am, and but if you can finally reach that point to say, I'm ready. I want to do something, even though I may not want to quit. I've got to quit, and thank God you reached it before you got DUI. Well, I did too. I reached it way before that point. But,
yeah, and I just my thing is there's no way that I could, with my career and stuff, that's not good. That's not good. So last night someone was talking about alcohol. I said, what about? I said, are you anonymous about about your sobriety, or did you when you go to AA? Because you're talking right now on my Facebook page, and he said, well, hell, my alcohol. He said my alcoholism wasn't anonymous. Why should my recovery be?
That was a great.
That was Mike Berry last night. It was great. Well, buddy, my poor daughter is stuck in the back here. She wants to come out and get something to eat, but she won't come through because I'm videotaping in our little living room here. But man, it's always great to have you on, and going to wrap it up here in about 45 seconds. Anything else happening?
No, Tom, man, I just I'm like everybody else regarding you. You have the well, let's just go ahead and say the nap to do what you're doing, and that takes a special kind of person to do what you're doing, and you won't find many people like you in this world that will do what you do.
He's dumb as I am.
Well, I mean, and the hair color. When are we gonna change your hair color?
Dude, my hair is it's getting a little thin. It's
So let's go ahead and color it, though.
Dude, it's gray. If you look close, it's gray. Wife, tell them what Pam said. That you were talking to Pam. She's watching me. She said, "Is that his real hair?" And you call me Donald Trump. I don't look nothing like Donald Trump.
You and Donald, you cut off that mustache. I mean, you guys
you just got hair envy right now. That's all you got. You got hair envy. All right, buddy. I love you. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Everybody have a great night. Thanks, Tom.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
Good night.
I happen to think that I have long, luxurious, beautiful hair. And I just got it cut. So, guys, thanks for watching another episode of Sober Talk. We'll see you back here Monday night. And then sometime next week, I will do a day show. People seem to like the 8 a.m. show as well. So again, if you if you want to follow the page, or if you want to become a supporter of the page, there's a link in the description. If you want to watch the podcast or listen to podcasts, there's plenty of on your favorite podcast app is Sober Talk Live. Sober Talk Live is our YouTube, is our Facebook, is our podcast, it's everything. I love you guys. Thank you so much. If you want to be on the show, email me at sobertalklive@gmail.com. That's sobertalklive@gmail.com. We'll see you. Thanks. Bye. Yeah.